It everywhere I fucking go, there's a fucking industrial fire. Ergon caught on fire, train fucking derails, fuel tanker catches on fire, propane tank's right fucking there. I want to fucking see it go off.
Welcome to the Swamp Report. I'm Mike. So for the first episode, I wanted to talk about something that's kind of really important to me. The folks in East Palestine, Ohio, where there was a train derailment like exactly a year ago today. And a couple days after the derailment, there was a massive burn of toxic chemicals and released plumes of deadly toxic materials into the air. And many residents have been feeling the consequences of this, honestly. And there hasn't really been much talk about this in the media. I mean, there has been to a little degree, and now that the anniversary is here, everybody wants to talk about it. But this is an ongoing issue for these people, and it doesn't just stop and start when anniversaries arrive. And so I'm working on a documentary on what happened there. I really want to get the stories out there of the people of East Palestine. And so today I just wanted to share with you a little snippet of my interview with Chris Albright, and he's sharing his story of the health issues that he's experienced since the derailment.
We had that article in the New York Times come out, that came out in August. And the day after that article came out in a nationwide paper, my phone rang. I didn't know the number. I didn't answer it. It was the EPA. Never heard a word from them prior to. The day after that, they're at the door knocking. Two guys are there. They told me they saw the article in the New York Times, and if there's anything we needed, let them know. Where were you this whole time? Where I want you checking on anybody, not just us, anybody, with the health issues I've had since. And prior to, I was a very healthy, very normal, active. I'm not obese. I've never had health problems like that at all in my life. And I got diagnosed with congestive heart failure to begin with. And then it progressed to severe heart failure. My heart grew almost double in size. My ejection fraction, which is the rate your heart pumps blood out, most people around 65%, I was at 16. I didn't feel the effects. I didn't feel tired. I didn't feel sluggish. I felt normal, which is weird, very weird. But yeah, when I first got the news about it too, that, I had severe heart failure with that ejection fraction and everything, the worst thing I could have done was I went on Dr. Google. Don't do that. According to Dr. Google, I had 1 to 3 years to live. And I've told many people this, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, but if I was alone, I was crying. I'm going to die soon. There's so many things in my life I'm going to miss. And that was a very hard, so emotionally, mentally, very tough. I actually legitimately was writing down funeral notes of things I wanted for my funeral because I'm not going to be here. I don't even know if I've ever really told my wife this or not either, but I actually told my one cousin who I'm close to, watch after Evie for me because I'm not going to be around. So it was very, very tough mentally, emotionally. Then I had to wear a life vest. I don't know if you're familiar with a life vest or not, but it is an external defibrillator. 24 hours a day except for when I showered. I had to sleep with this thing, all kinds of stuff. And what it was, again, it's an external defibrillator. So if my heart went out of rhythm, it would shock me. Yeah, it never went off, but, it was very uncomfortable, very, very restraining. And I couldn't do a whole lot. I had this, it looked like they used to call it my bra and purse because I wore it right around here, and it had this thing I had to wear with the strap that was the big battery pack. There was the headaches, there was random vomiting. I was on my way to work the one time from here, and I had to go down East Palestine Road. I had to stop, pull over, and throw up out of nowhere. I wasn't feeling ill. I was in the shower one time and just threw up. So, I was getting different things like that, and definitely the walking and all that. I was at work the one time, and there was 4 of us carrying a piece of 4-inch pipe. I think it was 100 foot long, which is nothing. 2 people could do that if it didn't bow down so much, and there was 4 of us carrying it, and I took 15 steps and I had to stop them. I'm like, I can't do it, guys. I can't do it. My doctors, all the ones that I have, my PCP, my specialist, all that, they have not been able to say, yes, it is because of it, or no, it's not because of it. But my one specialist up in Pittsburgh, he is on record and in the New York Times is saying that he would be very hard pressed to say it wasn't because of that.
So Chris also recently lost his health insurance at the beginning of the year. And so now with all of these health issues, his family is unable to afford the medications that he needs to keep going. And so it's a daily struggle for them. Jessica, Chris's wife, works 2 jobs now, trying to make ends meet. So the family has also experienced other health issues, specifically nosebleeds. One of the daughters, upon entering the house after the evacuation, started experiencing nosebleeds fairly severely, and they would only go away when she would leave town. And eventually, the Albright family decided that they would do a deep clean of their house, and after doing so, these nosebleeds finally went away. So obviously, there was something in the house that was causing these issues, or at least to me, that seems obvious. And so if there's anything that we should be trying to do right now is, first off, we need to make sure that everybody affected by the derailment has health insurance, paid for by the government, and they shouldn't have to worry about the future as far as their health goes. That should be covered. And the other thing we need to do is start a relocation program. That's something that we need going forward, because things are probably more likely going to get worse with the health issues rather than better. So on that note, I appreciate you watching. We will try to do this again on a regular basis. And until then, I will see you next time.